Phil and let you visit with them a little bit about the football part of things. We did release a depth chart, and first thing I'd just tell you is that, it doesn't mean a lot right now. We have some positions that are kind of obvious and other ones right now that are, you can just switch names around. It really is going to be a pretty fluid process, which is a good thing. I think we have some good competition going on, and we'll probably know more in August where we're at on things, but I think the guys are working hard there. Really the only bit of bad news I have to share is John Wisniewski injured his knee a week ago, so he's going to have surgery, and we'll won't be able to have him ready to go in August. So that's the only bad thing that's taken place. And the other obvious thing, just wanted to talk about Eric Johnson. I found out actually on Friday about his decision, and as I said in the release, it's something I know he and his family gave a lot of consideration and thought to. I don't think he rushed into this by any stretch, and it's basically just a career decision that he chose to make. So, we were all, surprised a little bit on one hand, but also understand totally. He's got a young family, and big thing I just wanted to say again how much we appreciate all that he's done. He's been here from day one, 15 plus years now, and has done a wonderful job in a lot of different roles. But couldn't ask for anybody to do a better job than he did. So wish him all the best as he moves forward. And then on the short term, right now our big focus is finishing this week, doing the best we can to have our team improve, and then we'll turn our attention to spring recruiting and kind of work through the process. But there's no real big hurry right now, and it's totally an open canvas as far as I'm concerned. We'll just give it some thought after this week and try to do what's best for the program moving forward. So we'll go from there. Just looking backward real quickly, the Valley trip to Valley, Des Moines, I think went very, very well. The staff at Valley was tremendous. They've been great to work with the last 2 years, so we appreciate that. And appreciate the fans showing up. It was a really nice day and a nice crowd, so we appreciate that. Look forward to doing that again. And then turns this week to our attention to this week. We've got a great event, having the final event here at 2:00, and prior to that we'll have Camp Kennick. That's an initiative the Hawkeye Football Club began a year ago, and it was real popular, and that thing filled up real quickly this year. That'll be before the spring scrimmage. And we'll use the same scoring system. I think that was popular with the fans. Certainly our players enjoyed it. So outside the defensive coaches, I think everybody enjoyed that a lot. And the only other thing we're going to change a little bit, at 1:15 we'll do a 20-minute autograph session, which probably won't get everybody taken care of, but at least give some of the younger fans a chance to get some autographs from our players. And after 20 minutes, then we'll hit the horn and get them warmed up and get started around 2:00. So we're looking forward to that. I know there's a food drive, so strongly encourage anybody if they care to donate to that. And most importantly, just want to encourage everybody to come out and get a look at the team. Should be a great day, and we're looking forward to wrapping it up. I know the players always enjoy having fans in the stadium, so we'll look forward to that. And meantime, we got a couple of practices, so I'll throw it out for a couple of quick questions, and I'm going to turn it over to Greg.
What are your plans? I mean, Eric had recruiting coordinator forever for you, 15 years, I think. And then the way the recruiting's changed the last few years, the personnel departments now that are popping up. Does that kind of enter your thinking?
Yeah, I think the big thing, again, it all hit quick. Found out Friday, so and we've had a lot on our plate with just the spring practice, and so. A couple ideas pop into mind, but I think really the smart thing to do right now is make sure we have everything covered on the short term, which we do. We'll have all of our areas covered, and do a good job that way, and make some adjustments, and then just take some time to really think about this. And I want to talk to the guys on the staff, everybody on the staff, and just kind of get their ideas as well. So if it means retweaking or reshaping, that'll give us some chance to discuss those things and not rush into it.
So you're not necessarily looking for a new recruiting coordinator, just a new assistant that you could shuffle?
Yeah, I mean, there's a high probability he will be the recruiting coordinator. I don't see that changing, but how that role changes, that's something I think we all have to discuss and give thought to.
Do you split up St. Louis and Indianapolis now in the interim?
Probably not right now. The thought is for Jim to get out and just take those areas. He was in Ohio. We'd shifted him to Ohio, so he'll probably pick up the areas that Eric covered so well, And Jim's an excellent recruiter as well, so I think, you know, he'll really do a great job that way, and then we'll compensate on the further, you know, outline areas a little bit more as we go along here. We've got to figure out how to plan there.
Is Wisniewski, is he out for the season? Too early to tell yet?
We'll see. Yeah, it's you know, those are tough to predict, but we'll take it month by month. But he's a great young guy who's doing a good job, and the only good news there is he's a young guy, so at least it wasn't his senior year.
Do you have anybody on staff currently that's kind of handles as far as player personnel director without having that title? And do you anticipate ever trying to get one of those?
You know, I'm not sure exactly what that entails totally, but you know, we all kind of work as a group on that, and I guess I'm the GM. I guess I don't know, but you know, Eric did a lot of, as far as like, you know, keeping track of eligibility, things like that, what classes and how our classes were balanced shaped, and that was something we worked together on. But really, pretty much everything we do, we share as a staff. We meet on it, and discuss it. You know, he pulls them in together, but you take it into a meeting, everybody looks at it all the time.
Somebody like Chid, for instance, you know, as far as, does he have any recruiting responsibilities when they get on campus?
Yeah, basically, you know, his focus is more so on the players that are here, and in the general initiatives, but you know, having them adjust better to college. You know, we have academic advisors, strength conditioning coaches, football coaches, but he was kind of like a life coach for them getting to campus. So basically, his involvement in recruiting would just be that, you know, we make sure prospects and their families understand what his role is, why it's so important, and it's just one more resource available. But, and then, you know, he's gotten in front of parents and what have you, discussed that, but not, you know, not giving a pitch, if you will.
You said that there would be a high probability that whoever the new assistant is would also take over as recruiting coordinator. Does that speed up the timetable for you as far as when you want to get this?
No, because I think, you know, we've been, this stuff never ends. I mean, it's something that's just ongoing. So we have a list of guys we've offered right now. So those are the first guys that we're going to get out and see here in the spring recruiting. But the biggest thing is make sure we have our areas covered. And so obviously the areas that are void now, with EJ leaving, somebody's got to fill those. Jim's going to shift into that role, and then we'll cover the areas that he was going to get to. But the other thing that's changed is now we're allowed to have 9 guys on the road as opposed to 7. So, you know, what we've been doing in the past with 7 guys, you know, we have 8 available. So it's not like it's a big shift. If this were January or December, it'd be a little bit different. But I think, you know, it's pretty easy, and it allows us to be more methodical with the process, and that's kind of our plan right now.
Do you do it any differently looking for a recruiting coordinator than you would a position coach, like candidates, or is it all basically the same process?
Well, I mean, obviously the area of expertise is important, but I don't think there's anything. I don't want to put any restrictions on any applicants or prospects that way. But yeah, it's like everything, you know. We just try to get people that we really think are going to be great fits here, really embrace our culture, and you know, feel comfortable working with our staff and our staff working with them. And I think that's the most important thing. And then, you know, that we can tailor the job description, or they can learn whatever they have to learn on the road, but on the run. But to me, it's all about getting people that are really going to fit in well. And you know, couldn't be more pleased with many times with the guys that have joined our staff the last 2 years. I think, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag, wide range of prospects, if you will, but they've all really fit in well and been great with our players, and that's the ultimate, you know, the ultimate consideration.
Coach, the NCAA just eased some of its restrictions on how much you can feed players. How do you guys plan to adjust, or you know, what do you look at when you're given that type of a clean slate, if you will?
Yeah, I think they still have to put the final stamp on that, and we'll wait and see what they put out specifically. But I think we're going to see changes in the next couple of years here, and I think that's a good thing. And however they change, we'll go right with it. So I think it's all positive, and it's good for the student athletes, which is to me what it should be all about.
Condolences to the loss of your father-in-law.
Thank you.
What are your you had one football story or something that you always remember?
Yeah, a lot of stories with him. I'll tell you, he had a great life. He really had a great life. He was a great father-in-law, and you know, the thing I remember most about him is just, you know, he had a great life. I mean, he had it all. He had a good family, good experience in football, a 10-year official in the NFL. Had some funny stories there, but yeah, his job was entertain people, golfed. He was good at sales. Don't get me wrong, but that was part of sales back when he was in the ranks. You know, they did a lot of entertaining, and with his football connections, he did a lot of neat Super Bowl events, and so I think one thing about Big Jerry, he had a good time doing what he did.